Not the elms I want back, but the blue-green luster of the bug that killed them, its metal sheen and armor encasing Mum's heart. Not that fist of engine block the tractor winched out by chain, but the slight sway of its weight in the dying elm, a rare give to Dad's rage. Not our silver mailbox, its cable absorbed into the growing trunk, that swallowed choke, that ring scar's box caught the only response to my rescue hopes. Starling straw, starling straw. Not those sick elms I want back, but that nest of correspondences, the anchor fruit and the bright seed, the rancor fruit and the blight seed of the deaths I honor that were without honor. Spearing pineapple rings from a can with a stick, piqued by the moment's tenacity, its appropriation of the wrecking yard around the Epiphany. I have unfolded the roadmap of the axe head and found even in its wagon ruts and footpaths the same devotion to flung balance, the same hierophany a tree displays in its cold twigs and seed tips and unfull-blown, asymmetrical, ornament hammered, gasket crumbled, father a serial killer of pets, mother a falsy shielding a prone tick. Born joined at the head with myself, monstre sacré, hurt into balladeering, take it away, boys, being verified, squat in song beneath the slide rule bridge, darkness, yellow grass, a blip, gristle. Where wings once caught poor sinners like us in billowing Tennysonian mounds, a tear has sprouted a white hair, as hard as a spike, but it will grow silky. If continents again tonight go to sleep turning pages, in a gathering flock that darkens the quiet, until each reader is the red-tailed hawk on the fleur-de-lis spire of the dance church. Warily she hooks her beak into wet breast feathers and lifts bifocals at a splinted angle, biting. We put on the hoods of our stories and fly inward. We pry open and pick at what nips the crux of wings we don't have, while the wings we forswear for sleep shrivel, stink, and the ones we have turned our backs to in bed are plucked awake at 5 a.m. to reinforce the motes against the spike of the white hair piercing the tear. There are childhoods of table salt, childhoods of cow salt, childhoods of no salt at all. I shared a blue lick with the landlord's Herefords, a night deer. Our tongues wore deep scoops in those sky blocks, similarly ocean glass. Others had to die to run away to sea. I stepped away from the yard light and gave up human pride for the tilt and pucker of animal fear, am still awash and bitter. Let it go. My sister had a thing for jailbirds. One young guy kept getting thrown into Millbrook prison for beating other guys up. Then we'd go every Sunday to Millbrook to let my sister visit him. While we waited in the car, I could hear the prisoners playing baseball. One time a ball came right over the wall and rolled to a stop on the grounds. But my dad wouldn't let me get out and fetch it because he said that ball was government property. I was wrong. The whole story is not my mother burnt the pogey check or woke us all up because she had won the Legion jackpot, $87. The whole story is not my father always threatening to disappear up lumber trails that led to a khaki Trenton, findable only 2 fingers at a time, until tracheotomy sprung him. I thought embellishment was my flight out. When we lived in Norland in 53, he worked in Arscott's garage, but the pit grease gave him boils and his teeth were infected. He stood in that garage doorway with his mouth full of gasoline until the pus in his gums broke. Then he spat and quit. My mother cored the boils from his neck with a hot jackknife, but I was wrong. Narrative won't solve this piecemeal din that is not archivally sound nor democratic. A map of the maze may lead to the bloody horns at its center, and a string of anecdotes may get you back out a hero. But to build such amazement is a tower prison from which to worship the twists and turns of style that promise salvation but are themselves the bull. The whole story is not just mine to unearth by pageantry, is a multiple common held in trust, is what belongs us. Errors rip like sustaining dreams through the chronicle fragments. Later of county itinerary, a $12 suit in my spleen, pockmarked Scugog Island. Tomorrow we will be in, and the silence between the versions is where the reverence holds. If I knew more, I'd say less.